Welcome back to Mike on Mike. Let's check out the films that come out today and see if they'll pop or flop. We'll be checking out Lee Cronin's The Mummy, Mother Mary, Normal, and Wasteman. So the first film is Lee Cronin's The Mummy. This is like another attempt at this this character, I guess. They really love it. They haven't done a witch one, have they? Have they done like... They did a really cool Invisible Man one. I'm sure they've done some werewolf ones, right? Whatever. And then they've done a lot of mummies. They haven't done many Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hydes, who's like, I guess technically like a Hulk, I guess. And if they keep that Invisible Man, he could be closer to like an Iron Man because they've updated his suit, his invisibility to being, I guess, really advanced technology, you know? Or not advanced, but just, you know, a camera suit. Like little micro camera suit. Whatever, you know, little tiny cameras. But they haven't really... I was thinking that, like, I mean, they did Frankenstein with The Bride. Like, they could have Christian Bale do Frankenstein and then... somehow a character, I don't know, it's like a Nick Fury type character stumbles upon all of these people. The character would be like an explorer or something. And he would go out and get all these people and be like, hey, I have the mummy, and he's a person. And then meets Dr. Frankenstein or the monster, whatever. And then, you know, the Invisible Man is there. And then they put together a team because something's going to happen. That's what they want to do, and they haven't really done that. Van Helsing and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen are the closest that they've ever gotten to that idea. So anyway, this movie is, wow, 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's pretty crazy. I mean, what can they do to improve on this mummy character? We know the story or whatever, you know, like, I guess you could change it a little bit, unless it's just the title, you know, and it's not even anything to do with it, but we'll see. 2 hours and 14 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, that is so, like, does it need to be that long for another mummy film? Anyway, okay, let's check this trailer out. 2.5 minutes, by the way.
Can I get 2 slices of pizza?
No.
Of course, honey.
No, you never ever finish 2.
Hello?
Mr. and Mrs. Cannon, I'm Deputy Chief for the U.S. Embassy. Your daughter Katie has been found. She's alive.
It's very important you fully prepare yourself for what you're about to see. No sudden moves. No loud noises.
Hey, Butterfly. It's Mom and Dad.
Yeah, we are here. We're here.
She's been missing for 8 years. What was our daughter doing in a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus?
She just needs our care and lots of love.
How many others were found?
57.
How many of them were still alive?
What happened to Katie? What really happened to her?
Saludo, Señor de los Milagros.
Say something.
Saludo, Señor de los Milagros.
Say something.
Es transformar lo imposible en realidad.
Say something.
Amén.
Say something.
Don't worry, Grandma. It's fun to be dead.
Okay. Another. I mean, okay. The first thing that I notice is that I don't think this is an actual mummy movie. Like I just said, it's this should be called Lee Cronin's Mummy, or Lee Cronin's Some Mummy, or Lee Cronin's A Mummy, because it's not the mummy. It's not. You know what I mean, or whatever. Didn't the one with Brendan Fraser, whatever, wasn't that one just like so different? I thought Emotep, right? Or something, wasn't that? I don't remember. I thought there was like the mummy was in that one. I don't know. I thought the mummy was or could be more like a character, like a person. You know what I mean? But this seems like somehow their daughter was abducted and somehow, I guess, showed up at the hospital or was found or something, or brought to the hospital, and she has been mummified or something. Yeah, because see, the tagline is some things are meant to stay buried, right? So that means that a group of explorers probably found her. Let's see what the description says. Body horror and folk horror. Yeah, see, that's why. It's just folk horror. That means it's like the mummy. It's, the folk tale or whatever, right? The story. Let's see. The young daughter of a journalist disappears in the desert without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family is shocked when she is returned to them as what should be a joyful reunion turns into a living nightmare. So then she looks normal at first. So they're not going to discover her like the picture is like making it seem like. So 8 years later, so she must, that is so bizarre. So she's obviously doesn't look like this at first, right? She obviously doesn't look like that when they find her. They must it must happen early at the beginning of the movie where she comes back, and then she slowly maybe mummifies or becomes a mummy. And, because that picture of the poster makes it look like they discover her. So that could actually be the end of the movie where, you know what I mean? Like that's what she becomes. Because there she looks a little bit normal, which means that she must show up at the house normal. And then things happen and she becomes a mummy. And then, you know what I mean? And then all that crazy stuff happens. I don't think they should have shown so much. I hate that. And then the other thing is, I hope they stop with the jump scares. I'm so sick of that. Isn't that annoying? Every shot is boo or whatever. Or the guy's behind her, or it's just, like how many times can that be done? This movie looks like it has more shots of like stunts or like sequences or actual like performance things rather than jump scares or whatever. So I wish they would do that. And it has 6.5 stars already. Isn't that not amazing? For this type of a movie, for Mr. or Mrs. Cronin here, I don't even know this person much. I don't know what he or she has done, but don't you think it's a little cocky of this person to think that we have 2 hours for The Mummy again? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. 6.5. I think it should be a little higher. And she wrote it and directed it, which is really cool. Okay, so it's a guy. He's done all this Ghost Train, Billy and Chuck, Through the Night. His debut feature film, The Hole in the Ground, premiered at Sundance Film Festival to critical acclaim and landed him a Saturn Award nomination for Breakthrough Director. Wow. Oh, and he did Evil Dead Rise too. Well, then, so The Hole in the what? Stop. His debut feature film, The Hole in the Ground, premiered at this festival and got a critical acclaim, whatever. And it has a 5.6. What? Shouldn't it be like a 7.5 at least or something? Or like a 7 at least, but more like a 7.5? For it to be that a 5.6 star rated movie got him an award or whatever. But if this is not true, then why is this here? If Rotten Tomatoes is true and that's the real score, like the studio who made this movie should sue IMDb and be like, hey, you're misrepresenting our film. You're saying it's bad when it's not actually. So can you review that and actually make sure that that's correct? Because on Rotten Tomatoes, everyone likes it, you know? And then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, or even though if the reviews are fake and they're steering everybody in the wrong direction, that too, you know, that is also making people go, oh, I'm not going to watch this movie when it actually is good. And what it said was true, that it won him his critical acclaim and a Saturn Award. But this is for Breakthrough Director. That must have been like he made it for like $10,000 and he struggled and he made it on his own and ended up editing on his own. You know, that could be that, not as the movie. He didn't win like best film, right? So this is not even for the movie. Well, I mean, it got critical acclaim. I don't know. I don't know what Breakthrough Director includes. To me, it seems like a breakthrough director in like, maybe he's done, you know, like new techniques, new filming techniques, new ways to get a performance out of an actor or actress, possibly. So I don't know. Let's see. So he's done Evil Dead Rise. Not highly rated, 50 States of Fright, and it's 2 episodes of a TV show. The Hole in the Ground, his featured debut, whatever, 5.6? That is bizarre. I don't get how that's possible. Let's see, and then some shorts, TV series, Through the Night, then writer. At least he's, written all of it. So that's good. I mean, he's very talented. I hope it can work for 2 hours and 14 minutes. I mean, yeah. And then Jack Rayner, I don't know if I'm familiar. I've seen him before. He played like he played a very scary, oh yeah, Midsummer. Okay. Yeah. And Cherry, what did he play in Cherry? Oh, the dealer. No. He played Pills and Coke, right? Okay. Dude, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Midsummer is a gnarly movie. I like that they do the actual hallucinations when you're on psychedelics, not fake crap. I hate that. But this movie actually, Midsommar, actually does all the trippy stuff that you would see when you're on psychedelics. So cool. Let's see what else he's done. The Peripheral. Oh yeah, Transformers. Oh, didn't he? Never mind. Yeah. I think that one had that thing that happened in that one. Power Ballad, The Perfect Couple, The Good Mother. 4.7. Jesus. Cherry. Yeah, Pills and Coke. That is hilarious. That was so funny. What? That's such a wild movie. Oh my God. It's like sad. I'm amazed it doesn't have 7. It's true though, right? Because it's like all the people who have PTSD and they get into opiates and after coming back from the war. Like that's a real thing that happens. What else? A lot of stuff. Wow, not too much stuff. And he's actually written Bane short. Cool, 6.7. All right, and then the other person, Leia Leia Costa. I don't know if I am familiar with her. Let's see. Spanish actress Victoria Nunes. Wow. Catalan, Spanish, French, and English. Crazy BAFTA Awards. Cool. Victoria Un Amor. Let's see. Cruzados. Oh, yeah. So she's mostly... I wonder if she does it here or there. Or, like Mexico, or it's only does Spanish titles here. Pretty cool. The Wheel of Time. Awesome. And then the other person... This must be the... Yeah, this is the... Wait. You think she's going to play the daughter then? The detective. Okay. Moon Girl, Raimi. 8.0 stars. Meet Cute, 8.1. Not bad. More 8 for her. The Closet. Wonder how she got cast in this movie. Moon Knight. Nice. And let's check out some reviews for it. There are 53 reviews. Let's see. So 2 out of 10. Flawed storyline. Wow. Like, jeez. Yeah, maybe. 5 out of 10. Fake IMAX scam. Gross, but not scary at all. This movie is decent overall. It has lots of disgusting, gory body horror scenes, but it is not scary whatsoever. The biggest issue, the so-called IMAX version is a complete scam. The entire movie has constant black bars top and bottom. There is zero real IMAX full screen, not even during any climax scenes. It was shot in standard widescreen natively, only later converted for fake IMAX. I paid extra IMAX price for absolutely nothing. Total misleading marketing. Okay, first off, that's not even a review of the movie. This is like an issue that you need to call up the wherever you saw the movie at and get your money back, or like lead a campaign against the studio and then get them to refund everyone's money. What about the movie? I guess this would anger you that like you wouldn't even bother with the movie. Like they scammed. Maybe, yeah, I guess maybe it is. Like he doesn't even, his review is like, I'm not even going to review the movie. I'm just going to call it a scam. I don't know. Next one, 7 out of 10, Evil Mummy Dead. 8 out of 10, Time Out. It's too much evilness. What? No way Blumhouse had their hands on the making of this scary film. This is the type of film that tests your patience and endurance. It's almost like a workout session at the gym. I have no idea why the parents brought their daughter into that house. Like, why on earth would you see her face and body and let her back into the house? Okay, so she doesn't show up normal. She does show up, obviously, whatever. But this guy gave it an 8 out of 10 still. The doctors, the mummy curse probably made them bring her home, and the doctors let her go. Okay, that might be a spoiler. This was way more evil than Evil Dead Rise. I mean, the memorial scene, you have to pay attention to everything that happens during that scene because I almost threw up. This is one mean and nasty film, but bravo, I guess. Wow. That seems to be a thing. Like, all the violence in movies are like trying to compete with each other violences in movies and then become more, try to top it. I think The Boys is I don't know. I want to say The Boys has the worst violence, like the most extreme, and especially the scenarios that things like that happen in. I think The Boys is number 1 for that. 8 out of 10, Egyptian Evil Dead. I didn't understand the very low ratings given to this, as when I looked, it was either 10 or 1 and nothing in between. I feel the low ratings are from people who don't even like horror films, but as far as horror films go, this was definitely above average and enjoyed it. Basically, if you like The Evil Dead, you'll most likely enjoy this. Huh. 7 out of 10, Evil Dead Rise again. What? 7 out of 10, average story, amazing sound. Honestly, it felt average overall, but the background score and sound effects were absolutely next level. Definitely made for a theater experience. I didn't expect the typical jump scares, though. Don't expect typical jump scares, though. It leans more into a dark body horror vibe, which gives it a more mature unsettling feel. I hope that's true. I hope there's no jump scares. I'm sick of that. The cinematography was really good, but yeah, it does drag in a bit in some parts. Still worth a little turtle. Still worth waiting on the big screen for the immersive sound. That immersive sound experience. That sounds good. 3 out of 10. Lee Cronin's a dummy. Oh no. Let's see. Any good movie needs every advantage it can get to stand out and earn the ticket sales it deserves. Some strong films are unfortunately burdened by a bad title, and this one's title is stupid in more ways than one. It will almost certainly hurt the box office, but that's the least of the film's problems. Like so many bad movies, Lee Cronin's The Mummy starts off promisingly. It has an interesting enough setup, some decent visuals, a handful of strong shots, and a couple of genuinely nasty moments scattered throughout. But between those brief, bright spots lies an entire movie full of scenes and plot points that make you want to scream at the screen. That's the film's biggest flaw. It's a bloated 2-hour runtime built on an extremely thin story that could fall apart at multiple points. That's what I said. Instead, it's held together only by idiotic characters making idiotic decisions in an idiotic world. The rating is lackluster and could have only worked in a tight, lean movie that leans hard into gore and maybe sexuality to distract from the weak plotting. Here, the gore is sparse. The tension is almost non-existent, and the long stretches in between become tedious and boring. There simply isn't enough interesting material to fill the dead zones or overcome the sheer stupidity of the script. Wow. It's not hard to throw in millions at a movie and end up with something that looks and sounds competent on a basic level. This film is technically fine in most departments, even if it could have looked far better, but any goodwill it built early on evaporates completely by the time the movie's biggest set piece arrives, a funeral sequence that should be intense and horrifying. Instead, by that point, the movie had already trained me to laugh at its events rather than take them seriously. Really? Wow. The stupidity reaches its ridiculous peak right there. Like so many forgettable horror films, this one will come and go without leaving much of a trace. I honestly don't know who this movie's even for. It's certainly no masterpiece like The Exorcist, and it doesn't come close to the best Evil Dead movies. Wow, I'm not going to read any more. 4 out of 10, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. 7 out of 10, Movies Time. Wow, well, that's unfortunate. I don't know. I guess it's leaning more on the good side, it seems. And here are the Rotten Tomatoes. It has 51% from the critics and 79% from the audience. So the critics are definitely not liking it at all. Brian Tallarico gave it, from RogerEbert.com, gave it 2 out of 4. Splat saying, you'll definitely squirm, but mostly out of boredom. Oh my God. Perry Nemiroff from Perry Nemiroff on YouTube gave it 2 out of 5 splats, saying Lee Cronin is still a certified master at crafting stunning gore, but an implausible plot point nearly extinguishes all of the film's fear factor. Wow, that's interesting. I just watched A24's If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and it's really good. And then I read the trivia, and there's one thing that creates an issue in the movie, much like that that review just said. That's what it seems like. And Yolan, I guess, or Jolin from Empire Magazine gave it 2 out of 5 tomatoes, saying domestic chills, body horror, paranormal scares, and gore-drenched action combined in a very distinct but rather uneven and at times contentious take on a classic monster icon. Joseph Robinson from Fish Jelly Films on YouTube gave it 2 out of 5 tomatoes, saying Lee Cronin's The Mummy is bloated, grotesque, and completely ridiculous, yet undeniably entertaining. Audience reviews, Marco G gave it 4 stars, saying a lot of gore and disgusting moments. I don't want to say it looks like Evil Dead, but now I can see his work and how he works. So that might be like similar. Frank gave it 5 stars, saying true horror with a great story and characters wrapped tight like a something. Wow, these reviews are like just all over the place. Without getting too much into what I didn't like about this movie, I just want to say I did actually like this movie. Something. 5 stars from Andrew, and David V gave it 2 out of 5, saying does just about nothing new and takes a really long time to get there. The actress who plays Katie is very impressive, and well, so 51 and 79. Wow. Yeah, well, So I don't know what to say then about this movie. I think the runtime is going to really just kind of, I don't know, just make it like drag so much. And then they should have cut some things and tightened it up a bit and get it to 1 hour 45. You know, let's see if there's any. $318 worldwide. Wow, that's not good. It says IMAX 5.0. That must be like the program where they digitally do it. Huh. Because they obviously didn't shoot it in IMAX, I guess. But that was one person's complaint. So, well, I don't know what the budget is. So this is the Google search for the budget for this film. It says maybe 22 million. Produced by Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. So, So $22 million, okay? So I say with that budget, it's gonna pop, I think. It has a good chance. So if it was 100 million, it would definitely it'd be like, what are you guys thinking? Luckily, it has a low budget. For that reason, I think it'll pop with I'm gonna say 40 million, okay? 40 to 45, but 40 million by Monday. And then I think the word of mouth to get out that this movie's not really amazing and it's going to fall off after a week or two. But I do think it'll be in the top 10 as well. The next film is Mother Mary from A24. Just unbelievable that they just keep pumping these movies out. Crazy. This movie is 1 hour and 52 minutes. That shouldn't be too bad. Rated R, not everybody can see it. Costume drama. Oh, epic drama, music thriller. Let's check this trailer out.
You are standing under the lights. Here you come, marching down that aisle. You're doing what you're born to do. You open your mouth. You sing your song. Mother Mary. We're reinventing you.
That's the trailer? Holy crap. Wow. Wow. Jesus. So, like, she's gonna have to, like, pay for her sins, maybe? Like, did you see that movie, Late Night with the Devil? So this is like, she must have paid the price. She gave something up for fame, right? I don't know. I don't know. And it looks like they're something. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. Wow, that's crazy. That's a good trailer. Holy crap. That's crazy. It's like Trap without the murder part. Right? It's just a concert. But no, wow. I just watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. What an insane movie. It's so good. It makes you want to stop watching it, but you have to see what happens next. I mean, oh my God, that movie is so artistic. This looks like art too. This looks like that approach, you know? But it looks like a real psychological. Well, I don't know why it doesn't say psychological. I feel like it would, you know what I mean? Like something's going on in her head. Is she imagining it? 4 stars. Oh my God, no. I hope that's not true. Summaries, let's see. So, long buried wounds rise to the surface when iconic pop star Mother Mary reunites with her estranged best friend and former costume designer Sam Anselm on the eve of her comeback performance. Long buried wounds rise to the surface when she reunites with her estranged best friend. So they start to have conflict and disagree with each other. And then things from the past are revealed that they've hurt each other. They you know what I mean? They've betrayed each other. Maybe? It looks wild. I mean, that looks crazy. 4 stars. What? Wow. And again, written and directed by the same person. This year might be the same as last year. I think they're trying to save money or something. They're like, hey, can you write and direct? Like, yeah. All right. So let's check them out. David Lowery, producer, director, editor, The Green Knight, Pete's Dragon, A Ghost Story, and Pioneer. Let's see what else. Short film, a catalog of anticipations in 2008, which led to his first feature film, Saint Nick, in 2009. Let's see. He's on A Ghost Story, The Green Knight. I don't think I've seen that. Wow, 4 stars for this. I hope that's not true. We're All Going to the World's Fair, Miss Juneteenth, Light from Light, Strange Angel, 5.7. The ratings are all over the place. Wow, Smell of Money. Is that's a movie, I guess. An Almost Christmas Story. Let's see, Straw Weight. Okay. And then, I could have checked out his writing stuff there. That's so funny, though. I really think that, like, they're trying to save money. Oh, wait, was this? Oh, where's his writing stuff? 33 directed by Skeleton Crew. Oh, he did 2 episodes. Wow, he's got a real mix of work and experience. Well, I cannot find the writer one. I don't know why it's not there. What isn't it? Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Here are all these actors. I don't know her. So she's the main person. 87. Let's see. Gananya. Delete that. Cool. Let's see. She's done the Christopher's Mr. and Mrs. Smith TV series. Cool. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Annika. Chewing Gum, Black Mirror. 8.7. No, she's in a real mix of stuff. Then First Day on Earth, filming 10 episodes. Wow. She got herself a show. Very awesome. And then who else? Cool. Mostly, I guess. Actual dancers. Cool, a lot of unknowns. 14 reviews, 4 stars. Oh my god. Let's see. 9 out of 10, fantastically mesmerizing experience. This mesmerizing trip through the attachment of an estranged friendship is probably one only women will understand and appreciate, proven by the reviews of men who have probably never had a deep connection with someone. And it's incredible and beautiful. As always, this was truly gorgeous. The music was fantastic and the choreography was stunning. I was in awe the whole time, and the whole movie passes the Bechtel test. I think that it's a gay movie. Is that what it's saying? Maybe that's why people have an issue. 9 out of 10, great storytelling, sucks you in. Spoiler, 9 out of 10, I love Anne. This movie is a side trip, existential. It's a different movie, and the music is good. Good vocals from Anne, her transformation from Mother Mary to herself is a mind trip. Great dance scenes and the dress. I'm going to get the complete soundtrack. For the title, Freaks, calm down. It's a movie title, and it's a reference. Go pray somewhere else. Like it's a religious movie? Oh. Yeah, like it's, okay. Oh. But that's what I'm saying. I already said in the last video, you can't be tricked when go seeing a movie. You could have watched the trailer. So therefore, you should sit there and go, wow, this is weird, and review it anyway. You can't come out and be like, I was tricked. It's like, you could have watched the trailer. If you're confused and you go, Mother Mary, is that a religious movie? Let's watch the trailer. And you go, oh, no, it's not. It's just someone using the name. Don't go see it. Don't go see it and then complain about that or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean? For the title, Freaks, calm down. It's like, it's supposed to be religious because it has Mother Mary as the title. Or not. You know, it could just use the name. Let's see. 1 out of 10. Disrespect. Wow. In a world where freedom of expression is more open and accessible than ever, it becomes increasingly vital to consider how that freedom is exercised, particularly when it touches on matters of deep faith. For over 1 billion faithful around the globe, the Virgin Mother Mary and God are far more than symbols or traditional figures. They are sacred realities, center of the personal identity, spiritual comfort, and moral guidance. This is probably exactly what I just said, that this person thought it was about religion. But disrespect, it's a movie. Movies are supposed to make you think and have ideas and stuff. You know, like, if, I don't know, if it's like, what's that guy who didn't Lil Nas X, didn't he do basically what this, I think, is thinking this movie does? Unless that's what happens in this film, then, you know, like, A24 should take the heat. Not, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's a movie. Again, it's just, I feel like it's a movie. I don't know. Maybe the movie is disrespectful. I don't know what that entails. I don't know what that would mean. You know, like, is there a religious figure and then they disrespect him or behead him in the movie? I don't know. Let's see. When these sacred figures are treated with disrespect or reduced to objects of mockery, it does more than provoke disagreement. It deeply wounds the profoundly held beliefs of countless individuals. This feels like exactly what I just said. Blasphemy in any form often arises from misunderstanding, frustration, or the desire for attention. However, it risks crossing the line from critique into outright disrespect. There is a meaningful difference between questioning religious ideas and deliberately insulting them. A healthy society should encourage dialogue, curiosity, and even debate, but never at the expense of dignity and mutual respect. But what about the movie? I don't think I'm even going to read any more of this. You can read it right now. What about the movie? Unfortunately, fostering a culture of respect benefits everyone. It allows people of different beliefs to coexist peacefully. What about the movie? What about the movie? What about the movie? This guy was so mad that he just decided to go into using the name. I don't get it. 10 out of 10, absolutely captivating and unforgettable. And what? And he gave it a 10 out of 10? Really? It blew me away from start to finish. Just the level of artistry and attention to detail from the cast and crew is outstanding. That's what it looks like. And you can feel how much passion is woven into every carefully crafted element. Impeccable acting, writing, direction, music, costuming, makeup, production design, cinematography, and editing. This movie may not be for everyone, but I honestly ate up every moment and can't stop thinking about it. A gorgeous, nuanced, and thought-provoking piece of cinema about a tortured pop star I absolutely won't soon forget. Very interesting. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of these. Here are the Rotten Tomatoes. 74% from the critics and nothing from the audience yet. Wow. That maybe it has a low theater count. Diane Stevens from Slate gave it a splat, saying the painfully literal ending struck me as a somewhat risible disappointment, and though I admired the movie's imagination and ambition, I can't say I ever entered wholeheartedly into its story. Huh. Okay. The painfully literal ending. Okay. Manola Dargis from New York Times gave it a splat, saying the downer here is that Lowery doesn't seem to know what to do with his stars, performers who are never better than when they're just doing what they do best, acting. Stephanie Zacharek from Time Magazine gave it a splat, saying it works hard to impress us with its slinky weirdness, which isn't the same as simply being weird. Sometimes a dress is just a dress, no matter how hard a filmmaker tries to write it into being. Rachel Leishman from CBR gave it 8 out of 10 tomatoes, saying Hathaway is captivating to watch, and much like her Mother Mary persona, we get to see just how the marriage between the two works, and it is glorious. And then audience reviews, Stephen C. gave it 5 stars, saying rated R for language and some violent content. Okay, thank you. Austin J, 2 stars, and said, ambitious but absolutely fell flat. It insists upon itself for most of the screen time. So that must be part of the ending. Wow. 5 stars from Love H, saying this amazing horror film shows even with mid-budget, you do amazing things with it, and I love the ending a lot. Okay, wow. I don't. That's so confusing when people say that. BP gave it 4.5 stars, or 3.5, saying David Lowery's Mother Mary blends pop spectacle with gothic horror, anchored by stunning performances from Anne Hathaway and the other lady. Well, interesting. Let's see if there is a budget. It's probably low. No, nothing here. I could Google it again. Let's see. Radar. Okay. Here is the Google search for Mother Mary. A psychosexual pop drama directed by David Lowery. What? A moderate budget, $15 to $20 million. So I'm going to say that with the mixed reviews and that I think that it's going to be a miss from A24, and it's going to be very well done, but I guess maybe it'll have issues. Hopefully those are some fake reviews, but it had some good reviews, so kind of tough to really tell what people are thinking. Seems a little bit mixed. Maybe it's a movie that you have to think about and go, oh, I get it. Maybe it's, you know what I mean? Like a puzzle movie, or you got to figure out, like, what was the meaning of it? And you go, oh, I'm going to say that with the 15 to 20 million, it could make 20 million and technically pop, but I feel like it's going to make 10 million by Monday, and then maybe make up to 15 in the next week, and you know what I mean, and kind of like word of mouth will affect it. It'll kind of fall off. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a surprise and really hold on, but and then I think it'll flop at 10 million. But it may also be in the top 15. Next film is Normal, an hour and a half. This might be really good. It's a straightforward kind of a movie. It says from the people who did, what's the other one? Nobody, that Bob Odenkirk was in. Pretty cool. They did a sequel. I think it was a little bit weaker compared to the first one. This looks fun. It's probably going to be similar and, kind of like, a straightforward kind of a fun film, I guess. So yeah, it should be cool. Rated R, probably needs it. It's probably good, so it's not constricted, Action, crime, thriller. We'll watch the trailer right now.
Death. Why are you here?
I used to be a regular sheriff. I walked through life with my head held high. I kind of stopped trusting my instincts.
Death comes for us all, don't it, lawman?
You've been listening to my internal monologue, haven't you? I took a sheriff job in a little town called Normal, Minnesota.
Weather advisory, winter storm threatening later this week.
Reports 2 assholes screaming at each other.
All right, separate! People seem friendly enough. Whoa, 16.8 million. Where the hell did this town get that kind of money?
Community really came together on that one.
Yeah, I would say. Is that a police scanner you got? You keeping tabs on me?
Yes, sir.
This is a hell of an armory.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, it's my one trick.
What do you think of our little town?
It's, charming.
Oh, shit.
Keep your hands where I can see them! If you don't play this right, we're gonna have a massacre in there. I say we play the hand that's been dealt to all of us. And maybe you get to keep the rest of your goddamn fingers.
You could build a whole new life here in Normal. We really celebrate the community. What is wrong with you people?
Nothing to see here.
Oh. Wow, okay. Jesus. It looks like it's going to be like John Wick 1, 2, and 3 all in one. Or in 4, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it gets crazier as it goes on. Felt a little weak at first, didn't it? The last joke was funny. Yeah, that's my one trick. That's funny. Well, it looks like it goes like this, right? If it follows what the trailer did, you know, then it could be very fun. Maybe that's what it is. Like, see, it's normal. It's kind of a good title. Like, he's in a place called Normal, and he's normal, and everyone else is not normal. You know, whatever, I guess. And a big secret must be run by the mob or something. Yeah, created by John Wick and nobody. Wow, feels like John Wick with the stunts. The guy gets shot through the boots. This could actually be fun. An hour and a half. An action movie that's really quick and to the point against what everything else that's out right now could do very well. This could do very well. Centers on a temporary small-town sheriff who uncovers dark mysteries after a local bank robbery. That they were like in on it, maybe. 6.9 out of 10. This could do 7 and end up with like 7.3, which would be pretty good. Directed by Ben Wheatley. Also written by Bob Odenkirk, though. Wow. That's so cool. He does a lot of sketch comedy. He's so talented. He's a very funny guy. Let's see. So this guy did... so Ben Wheatley, let's see, from the UK, Free Fire, Kill List, and Sightseers. He's done Bulk, Generation Z, Meg 2, The Trench. He directed it? Oh my God. That was, let me see. The first one was better, I thought. I don't remember. The second one was okay, I think. In the Earth, 5.1. Rebecca, what else? Free Fire, 6.3. High Rise, 5.5. Doctor Who, only 2 episodes. Cool. And then upcoming is Untitled Ideal Film and Freak Shift. Cool. Let's see. Derek Kolstad is the other guy, who wrote it, alongside Bob Odenkirk. This guy has done Nobody, John Wick Part 3, Parabellum, and Nobody 2. Cool. What? He's married to Sonia. They have 2 children. Jesus, that's so impersonal. His address is, you know what I mean? His phone number is this. Let's see. Splinter Cell, Death Watch, 8 episodes. Created by what? Ah, this guy's so talented then. Holy crap. Ballerina. I like that. I thought it was cool. Die Hard. The Strange Case. Die Hard 2. Die Harder. What? 4.3. Wow, so John Wick 4 he did. And almost, wow, that is so cool. Wow, this guy, and Nobody, 7.4. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he did 2 episodes for. Wow. This guy's got a lot of experience. Splinter Cell, Death Watch, Straits of Rage, Shield of Sparrows, Painter, Just Watch Me. That's funny. Hitman and Acolyte. Wow. That's a lot. Look at that. And a full TV show? Oh my God. And then Bob Odenkirk. I wonder what he's done. I wonder if they're going to revive the Mr. Show with, what's his name? So, let's see. Done all this. Griffin's Day. Cool. What about Making of Jesus? Diabetes. I wonder if it's Summer in Argyle podcast series. Oh. So I wonder if what he does is more like comedy, more action. Wow, he did part of movie 43. That's cool. Let's see. And then here are all the actors. Henry Winkler. Nice. Cool. And then 16 reviews. 6.9 so far. This could do well. I like the at first the trailer was weird and then it got good. So I think this could do well. 7 out of 10. Bob Odenkirk is so much fun to watch. Whenever I heard this film, I knew I had to watch just because of Bob Odenkirk, as I truly love him as an actor. I love the action route he's taking with his roles nowadays. I think this film ended up being a pretty good time for the most part, but I do think there's some flaws in this film, unfortunately. Obviously, I really enjoyed Bob Odenkirk in this film, and he delivered another fun and good performance like we've seen him do plenty of times in these action films from him. I also think we get a lot of great action scenes near the end of the film, which really helped this movie a lot since the first act was quite slow for the most part. And whenever we do get some action, it's really great. Just wish we ended up getting more in this film, though, as we didn't get a whole lot until a while into the film. Maybe that's okay, though. I also really like how the town is portrayed in the film as well, and it gives the film a nice, charming touch in a sense, and I enjoyed seeing the small little town and how that's portrayed. I also enjoy how the movie adds some dark comedy to the mix as well, and there's some parts of the movie which make me laugh a bit, and pacing is pretty quick as well, since we're jumping from so many different scenes. That's cool. Hopefully it's not boring. It shouldn't drag, technically. Getting into more of my negatives now, the plot is super thin, to say the least. And we're basically given a paper-thin story, as it's beyond predictable, and it's also not really doing a whole lot of anything new as well for the most part. And the story just feels very rushed as well. For it being thin and it's rushed, there's a lot of characters which are very underused or just not really developed that well. Like, I would have liked to see the character Mayor Kibner, played by Henry Winkler, actually get more screen time than 5 minutes. It felt like he was definitely underused, to say the least. And the film also doesn't really flesh out the character of Alex, and her character felt poorly used, and they left a lot of plot holes opened with that character, to say the least. I had a ton of fun with this for the most part, and I think it is worth checking out for sure. Wow. I'm glad these people did not write the movie or are not writers. A 7 out of 10, an abnormal action crime thriller. Cool. Likes quick pace, interesting premise, some decent graphics, okay action scene, dark comedy, Odenkirk's acting, chaotic fun. Dislikes plot is ridiculous, the action is weaker, simpler, Henry Winkler is not utilized well, lots of dead ends, loud blood mess at times. What? Caution for seizures. Okay. The verdict, Normal is a film that looks like the normal trend of franchises, where experimentation and the tradition are tweaked to keep the flow going. I had fun with this film. The chaos of a ridiculously thin plot, offering plenty of twisted slapstick to enjoy as the most unlikely place becomes the center of such a dark adventure. Odenkirk is a master of his delivery and trade. Really the heart of this movie as he executes these tactical comedic actions. It's very quick, has plenty of moments to laugh at, and is absolutely a time sink to have fun with. However, it requires you to just want that type of movie, as the plot is a bit too thin, and the characters are like mostly video game NPCs, forgettable without more effort. Throw in some aggressive blood, language, and contrived plot elements, and you continue to narrow the scope of fans who might enjoy it, never those who like the stretch that nobody took. Is it a theater visit? I think most are going to optimize their time for a home viewing of this film, so please take a gander at it when it comes to streaming. My scores for Normal are action crime thriller 7.0, movie overall 6.0. See, it does make sense that, I think that people are going to see it because the choices right now are kind of weird, and the runtime, I think, is going to be a positive for it. So this movie could do well. And maybe if it's a slow burner, it could get crazier. Like the trailer made it seem like it would. Here are the Rotten Tomatoes. It has 77% from the critics so far. They say Normal thrives on Bob Odenkirk's gruff yet playful presence and director Ben Wheatley's over-the-top carnage, delivering simple, ridiculous, and consistently entertaining thrills despite its familiar premise. Glenn Kenny from RogerEbert.com gave it 2 out of 4 tomatoes, saying the violence is pretty graphic, and some of it is played for laughs, which would be distasteful if the laughs didn't actually land. Oh well. Sometimes you enjoy a movie and you don't feel good about it in the end, or something. G. Alan Johnson from San Francisco Chronicle gave it 2 out of 4 tomatoes, saying, to paraphrase Homer, Liam Neeson, eat your heart out. I hope that's not like a spoiler. Maybe he makes a cameo in the movie. That'd be hilarious. Mark Feeney from Boston Globe gave it 2.5 out of 4 splats, saying the extended reveal of the abnormality wastes much of what was good about the first half of the movie, but generally it drowns the movie in and, what? You guess it, ketchup. So it's very violent. So he didn't like the twist. They should have never revealed it. That's funny. Just never reveal what's going on. Like he gets away, but we still don't know what happened. Would that be good or bad? Jonathan W. Hickman from the Newman Times Herald gave it 5 out of 10 splats, saying, in trying to establish a new normal for Odenkirk, the film ends up feeling exactly that, serviceable, familiar, and ultimately forgettable. Audience reviews, Terry R. gave it 2 stars, saying lacking strong performance and character development, not a strong setup or backstory for plot, just a lot of killing. Amy gave it 5 out of 5 stars, saying normal movie review. This is hard to read this. God, the new sheriff of a small town in Minnesota uncovers a dark secret while investigating something. All right, well, yeah, so those are all the reviews. Let's see if there's any financial stuff. No, nothing. Well, $2,000 so far. That's not good. Worldwide. So I think that normal, if the runtime, I think it's going to be a positive. If it utilizes it well, it'll do fine. I think it'll be a slow burner. I think people will watch it because it's short and it gets to the point, maybe possibly. It looks like the reveal maybe of what's going on is kind of weak. I don't know what that means. So I think it'll pop with 40 million if the budget is low. If the budget is 30 to 40 million, it'll be like right there. So I'm going to say that. And I think it definitely will be in the top 10. Okay, and the last film is Wasteman. Hour and a half also. Wow. Really? God, I hope that's a positive for it. With this guy who played David, who I thought it was pretty cool. And then I did not like The Long Walk. Jesus. And his voice was weird in it. I know that he's like, I think he's British. I don't know. His lines were hard at times. I was like, oh my God. All right, let's watch the trailer really quick.
What you need to do is start visualizing your life outside.
I'm getting out.
Of course, this is all dependent on continued good behavior.
You got a new cell, mate.
We are open for business.
Can't have all that shit in here.
Yo, man, you need to relax. You fucking messing with my zen.
Who else is serving up?
Well, no. It's his business. Stan, I'm gonna get a job. Look after you.
You are this close to getting out of here. You're gonna mess it all up.
What you rifling about for, big boy? Fucking get a slap.
Careful.
I don't need to be careful. You be fucking careful.
I'm not with them.
Don't fucking lie to me!
I don't want to get involved in all this.
You are involved.
You have my feelings with all that, you know? You can make it up to me. Stick it in and twist. Just think of your boy, man. Be kind of easy for him to have a little accident. You get me? much to lose.
I just want to see my boy again.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. I don't know. Did it show too much or not? I think it was just a good amount, right amount. Wow. Cool. That looks... So he becomes, like, gets blackmailed to do stuff for those people, whatever. Wow, that's so cool. Well, that looks really awesome. An hour and a half exactly. Wow. Well, this looks cool. I hope it does well. Wow, I'm surprised. It's also, I didn't see it on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes when I looked earlier. So, I don't know why. Follows parolee Taylor, whose fresh start hopes are jeopardized by cellmate Dee's arrival. As Dee takes Taylor under his wing, a vicious attack tests a bond, forcing Taylor to choose between protecting Dee and his own parolee chances. Oh my god. This could do well. Conflict. And then the X factor, if, what morals does this Taylor have? Can he stick to them? Does he pretend to kill people? Does he have to actually kill somebody? Can he get away with it? I don't know. Stuff like that. Wow, that looks awesome. Cal McMahon, that's a funny one, directed it. Let's see, Wasteman, The Brotherhood. That's it? Jesus. This guy must be a robot. They just 3D printed this guy real quick. Like, hey, we need someone. Like, this made up a name. We need a director. Cal McMahon. What? That sounds made up. No, yeah, okay. Well, just use it. All right, Cal McMahon. Who's Cal McMahon? Hunter Andrews wrote it alongside Eoin David or whatever. Wasteman Lesson 7, and it follows me around. Wow. Wow, these people are just like getting their first things in 9.4. These are, wow. 10.3. If this guy can maintain a high rating, he'll do very well. Eoin Doran. Oh, this guy's got more experience. Cool. 8.5. Director. Wow. Well, definitely a mix of experience. And then Tom Blythe plays Dee. David Johnson plays Taylor. Who else? Cool. A lot of unknowns. I was playing the other cellmates or whatever, other inmates. Wow. Okay, so 26 ratings so far, or reviews. 7.3 overall. Hopefully it gets higher. That is pretty high. 7.5 would be pretty high. 8 is extremely good, I think that this could definitely get better. Like, the rating could go up. 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece. More people need to know about this. Such an amazing movie. Wow. The film's style is one of a kind, and the cast absolutely nailed it. This film is total award season material. It's crazy that it's a debut. The execution is just stunning from a first-time director. Yeah, I don't even think he exists. Where is he? Who is he? English isn't my native language, so I'm using AI to write this, but I just wanted to support a movie I loved. Well, at least this guy's honest about the AI use. I feel like this could be an A24 movie, wouldn't it? This would be something that they would produce. 9 out of 10. Best prison movie since Une Profete. A wonderfully crafted prison crime drama that has some wonderful acting and great directing. After I watched it, I had to come and see who the director was, and I see on IMDb that it is his first time directing a movie. Very well done on your first movie. Hope to see more from this director in the future. Yeah, well, that would be cool if he's real. For me, it is the best prison crime drama movie since wonderful Un Profete. Good editing, great acting, and good dialogue, great story, good directing, and well done audio. It won't invent the wheel, but for this type of movie, but it does everything very well. check it out if you are in the mood for an intense prison drama. It is a super well-crafted movie, and I hope it gets the respect and love it deserves. We'll buy a copy on Blu-ray or DVD if I see one. How about a 10? Too slow, no perspective. I must say first that I walked out during the intermission. There was nothing of interest up until then. Just life in jail. Nothing could redeem that first part. Well acted, but the freedoms the prisoners had was for me too much to watch more of. Addiction is well portrayed. It was slow and didn't go anywhere. Even if the second were better, I felt it could not do away for the first part, which could be made in 15 minutes duration. You didn't see the movie. What? Come on with that. I have never walked out of a movie. You have to see it to finish it. If it's good or bad, you have to see. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Okay, well, I'm not going to read any more. Those seem good, though, so, I mean, that's a positive. Here are the Rotten Tomatoes, 100% from the critics? Wow. And then lower than 50 ratings from the audience. Critics, Matt Zoller, Seats from RogerEbert.com give it a 3.5 out of 4 tomatoes, saying it's a genre piece with tragic weight. Oh, they killed a daughter, I bet, at the end. No? I don't know. Randy Myers, San Jose Mercury News, gave it 2 out of 4 tomatoes, saying, though the jangly use of cell phone cameras capturing violence on the cell block and a winnowed down running time, Wasteman doesn't waste 1 second of film time. Okay, wow, really? So it uses, I wonder how much. So there's a lot of footage of that in place of, actual footage. I wonder for how long. Maybe all the fights are done like that, so it has a gritty feeling. Wow, that's cool if that's true. Marshall Schaefer from Slant Magazine gave it 3 out of 4 tomatoes, saying, Calamic Mouse, Wasteman, illustrates why a powerful paradox about prisons makes them such a popular staging ground for psychodramas. Cal McMao. I can't get over that. That can't be real. Louis Glazer-Brook from Screen Rant. Is that real? It gave it out of 10 tomatoes, saying Wasteman is an effective prison thriller on the surface with a heck of a lot to say underneath. But that's good. An audience reviews, Stephen C. gave it 5 stars, saying success in 1.5 hours. Wow. I hope that's true. That seems like it's a positive, that runtime. Here's a Google for Wasteman. It's a gritty UK prison thriller produced by Agile Films and distributed by Lionsgate. Was filmed on a tight budget with a strict 18-day shooting schedule? Oh my God. Starring David Johnson and Tom Blythe, the production prioritized a fast-paced, people-powered approach over a high-budget Hollywood-style production? Really? Okay. Wow, 18 days. So I think Wasteman, whatever. Either way you want to pronounce that. I feel like if the budget is really low, hopefully like 20 million maybe, I think this is maybe going to do 25 to 30. So it could pop and do well. And I feel like later on streaming, it'll definitely get a watch. Could be relatable. And David Johnson is upcoming kind of an actor, I guess, in a way. And I definitely think it'll be in the top 10 for sure, because I think it'll be very, like, on the art side and very well produced. My final guesses are Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I think it's gonna pop because the budget is 22 million, that's for sure. I think it's gonna be way too long, and I think it's gonna be a really mixed story, and I think people are not gonna give it positive word of mouth, but I do think it'll be in the top 15. And Mother Mary apparently has a $15 to $20 million budget. It does look good. It looks well produced. It probably is going to be confusing to people. I say that this film is going to flop with 10 million, but I think it could be in the top 15. Normal has no budget disclosed, but it could be low. So I feel like it could pop with 30 to 40 million if the budget is low. I do think that it will do well because it seems like it's a lot of fun, maybe possibly a slow burner. Hopefully that reveal that the comment said isn't true, and that it is, when it does turn out to be a good film. And I do think that it will be in the top 10. And finally, Wasteman, I think that it has a chance to do well if the budget is really low. I think this will do well with the art angle to it, you know, more filmmaker kind of or experimental style almost. If the budget is really low, this could do well. So I do think it's going to pop at 25 to 30 million. If the budget's low, and I think the runtime is going to be a positive for it, and I do think it could be in the top 10. So here are the current box office results. So yeah, all of these are here. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. I am trying to figure out if any of these movies, The Mummy, Mother Mary, Normal, or Wasteman, will actually have a chance to displace any of these. And I'm not sure. I mean, I think that Mother Mary looks okay. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do amazing. And then Normal, yeah, because Hoppers is kind of on the way out in a way. I think they're leaving it there because it's trying to make as much as it can, or want, you know, whatever. Faces of Death, I'm amazed is still there. Exit 8. And the Runners of Him are not. They Will Kill You, still there. I don't know. But yeah, so because I said Normal top 10. That's possible, I think. Wasteman, top 10. I think the Exit 8, Faces of Death, BTS, those could be pushed out when these bigger movies come in. Lee Cronin's The Mummy, that's I definitely top 10. Maybe top 5, but definitely top 10. Maybe it's like, honestly, like specifically, probably going to be like 5th or 6th place, I think. It's going to push the BTS, Faces of Death down. And then Normal, maybe in there somewhere. Mother Mary could be, I said top 15, way down there at the bottom, which would be, yeah, past Ready or Not 2. I think it'll be like, honestly, probably 9th or 10th place. Or 11. Something like that. I don't know. Like right there. And then, yeah, Mother Mary also. And Wasteman. I don't know where Wasteman's going to end up. Wasteman, I said top 10. Yeah, I think it's going to be like at the end, right there, Faces of Death, somewhere around there, 7th or 8th place. So that'll be interesting to see on Monday. And that wraps up this episode of Pop or Flop. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to IMDb, The Numbers, and RottenTomatoes.com. Comment down below about what you thought, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace.